Hello, friends, and welcome to Marie Green Yoga and Pilates Fusion. This is number 25 in a series of 30, and they are layered in between yoga practices. That is also a 30 series, and they kind of prepare us for each and every practice of yoga. Now, it can certainly also be used however we'd like, individually or all together. Visit them and have a good time, and I'm glad you're here. Let's start with our pelvis clock 6 and 12, which will help us to untie knots in the lower back, our SI joints. So if you are here for that, let's lay ourselves down onto our back, and then we'll continue on with some more Pilates fusion moves that can help us to stay stable in our core. Let's take the hands next to the hips. Press the head, adjust the shoulder blades underneath you, neutral spine, lower back is slightly lifted, abs are starting to engage, and then we'll come and roll ourselves into the top ridge of our sacrum. So 12 o'clock spot, and then we'll take it down to our 6 o'clock spot and to 12 o'clock spot. Arms are nice and long next to our sides. The head is on the mat and our neck is lifted. And the only thing that we're using to untie knots in our lower back area and activate our abdominals is our lower abs right now. So we leave the hip flexors out, we leave glutes, hamstrings, and quads out, and do our best to go and see if we can find our lower, middle, and upper abdominals to help us move our sacrum. It will help us to train ourselves to move from our core when we sit and stand. And we'll do another 10 here, and another 9, and another 8, 6 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. And we keep on going, inhaling and exhaling. And we'll do another 5 here. Low abs are working, deeper core muscles are working and engaged. Another 3, and another 2, and 1 more. And then we'll come back to neutral spine for a moment and relax. And then we'll take loops around our sacrum. 12 o'clock, we'll loop over to 3, down to 6, over to 9, and to 12. And we loop our sacrum around, breaking up any adhesions, massaging into our tailbone. And we'll do 1 more right here, looping around and sacrum, and then we'll come around opposite direction and looping around and again, and tracing each side of our sacrum. And we'll do 1 more loop around. And then we'll come back to neutral spine, arms to the side, feet on each side of the mat, windshield wiper, side to side, knee in the center and knee outside of the mat, and scooping our tailbone and scooping the tailbone and up and over. And last one, up and over. And then from here, come with your knees to the sky. Take a block underneath your head or a firmer pillow, anything that works for you to not use your neck when we are coming into opposite arm and leg. Arms to sky, belly button plugged in, and palms are facing each other. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and back to the center. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and back to center. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and back to center. And the lower belly is pulled in and the lower back is onto the mat. There is no air between your lower back and the mat. And opposite arm, opposite leg, and opposite arm, opposite leg. And we'll do another 8 here.
and another 7, and another 6, and 5, and 4 more, and 3 more, and we're almost there. There should be a nice awareness into the abdominals, and last one here, and take the knees into the chest, and take the block between the knees. Take your hands behind the head, and we'll take chest lift, elbows slightly up to the sky, lower back plugged in, lower abs, middle, upper, all the abs are holding us into the mat. And so we can use our core to lift and lower. And we'll squeeze the block, we lift and we lower. And we squeeze the block and lift and lower. And squeeze the block and lift and lower. And squeezing and lifting and lowering. And again, and squeeze and lift and lower. And again, lifting and lowering, working our way so we can lift our shoulder blades off of the mat and lift and lower, lower back in the mat, lower abs are glued into the front of the spine. Elbows are slightly angled up towards the ceiling, and we are relaxing our neck, our chin, and we lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower, and again lifting and lower, 4 more, and lift and lower, 3 more, and lift and lower, and last one, and then we'll take it back up and hold it so the shoulder blades are lifted off of the mat, and we pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse and pulse. Another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll take it all the way back down. And from here, take that block in your hands, please. Lift the block up to the sky, legs to sky, pull the belly button in, and we'll do short little stirrings up here. Lower and lift, and lower and lift, and lower and lift, and stirring into the lower abs. We are not allowed to take the legs further down than we can support ourselves from the front side. Lower and lift. Reach the arms, lower and lift. Another 8 here, lower and lift. And 7, lower and lift. And 6 more. And 4 more. 5 more. And 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. Lower back in the mat, and a last of 1, and put your feet back down and put the block to the side. Take our hands underneath the knees. We're going to roll our way up and roll like a ball into our series of 5. Knees to chest, hands underneath the knees for now, and arch the spine by holding on to the front side, or simply contract the front side and bring your knees in towards your chest, and we'll keep it there. Roll to the middle of the shoulder blades and back up for 5 times. Squeeze everything we have, and there's a nice smooth rolling on the spine, lower back, middle back, upper back. 2 more rolls, and 1 more. Exhale and inhale, and then we'll take a hold of our right leg, left arm inside, right hand outside. Roll your way down and double pulse switch, double pulse switch, double pulse switch, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse. 2 more, double pulse, double pulse. Last one, double pulse, and 1 more. hands around ankles, and extend arms and legs. Circle lower back in the mat. Exhale, double knee extensions. Extend, roll your arms. Exhale, air. Inhale, circle arms. Exhale, inhale, extend, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. One more. Exhale, inhale, and circle, taking your right leg up to the sky, head lifted or down, where you feel comfortable. Double pulse, switch, double pulse, switch, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse, double pulse. Two more, and one more. And from here, hands either underneath your sacrum or behind your head for double leg extensions. Lower and lift. Lower back in the mat, lower and lift, and lower and lift, and lower and lift. Two more. There should be a nice feedback into our abs, and lower and lift. Last one. And then we bring the knees to tabletop and do bicycle. Elbow to knee, and switch, 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 and switch. And another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to chest. And extend the legs up to the sky. Take your feet back down. Arms each side, windshield wipe. And then we'll come to rolling to our back, coming into a roll back, and then coming into pike to the front. And one more, side to side. And then from there, now we take the legs back together and hands on each side. Lift the legs up to the sky. Adjust your shoulder blades and rolling your legs up and back to your pike. And then we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, gluing the front side and legs at a pike to the front while the lower back is still in the mat. So not very far. And bring it up and over. Take it to where you can still stay connected and finding your core. Deeper layers. Like a stirring in the cosmos. And bringing it up and over. Piking. And rolling each and every vertebrae. Long arms. Massaging the spine. Piking to the front. And rolling up and back. And rolling back down, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and legs to front. And two more times, rolling up, pike, and vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and to the front. And last one, up and over, and rolling vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and to the front. And the knees to chest. And hands under the knees, rolling up, coming to tabletop, please. Untuck your toes and arch the spine. 3 times cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And from here, sitting back down onto our knees. And I would like to thank you for joining me for this session of Pilates Fusion. And I'm hoping that you are feeling your core, a little burn, a little more strength. Repeat, do it again, over and over again, as needed, as you want to find some more core strength.
And here it is. So thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you in our next either Pilates Fusion or yoga session together. Thank you.